What's up, Alphas? It's your boy Alphas. I'm making cute and clean looking sexy. And of course, it's your boy Alpha. For a quick second, I see you Alphas in the chat. For 1 second, can the Alpha please give me some energy, give me some energy, give me some energy. Get on. What's up? We have just talking about Harvest, episode 5, Secret Invasion. We recap and review and breaking down all of that just for your entertainment. I am joined with some legendary guests. We got the one, the only Prince of Debauchery himself, Afro Coming 76. How you doing today, Torre?
You already know, your local neighborhood scumbag. Here to give the folks our daily dose of dirtbag, same gimmick, different day, and we're on the road to the finale. It's picking up, folks. Who's the Skrull?
We got one last episode, and we're gonna find. It seems like we're gonna find out a lot. And of course, we are joined with the one, the only Nostradamus himself, the legend of Mississippi, Monterey Huss. How you doing, Monterey?
What's up? It's your boy Monterey Hudson coming at you from an undisclosed location because you know there might be scrolls afoot. So I can't reveal where I be, but you'll know where I am right here on good old over on 99 Media. And you know, hey, sometimes you just gotta pin him against the wall and let him know, bro, I know who you are. You're not going where I say you're going.
Shut your Skrull ass up.
let's get into the show. First things first, let's talk about what everybody want to talk about. Who did Nick Fury call and who he said let's do this? Are we getting Daisy Quake or are we getting a new character?
I don't know. It's a because I feel like
she got cut.
Man, y'all overthinking it. This man called his wife, bro. Y'all overthinking it.
No, but part of me wants to feel like, because think, this secret invasion, we've been without the Fantastic Four. We've went through the Skrulls, getting all of the Super Skrull powers they should have got from the Fantastic Four, getting them from other places. I just feel like a good tie-in character. Fucking give me some Fantastic Four teaser,
I'm not gonna lie. If they told me to watch Agents of Shield and we'll get nobody and nothing from Agents of Shield, it's gonna be wild.
That's what I'm saying. Well, we got some of the like the extremist shit. I know that it's more tied into freaking Iron Man 3, but it got explored in the Agents of Shield stuff. A lot of little, and Cull Obsidian, which is, I'm guessing, probably where they're gonna get the super. I don't know. Have you guys seen the teasers, the promo for next week's episode with the super buff Skrull? Well, there's a. I'm guessing they finally managed to get the power from Cull Obsidian's hand, which is basically going to be where they get the thing super strength from. So
look, this is what everybody want to talk about. I give you what I want to talk about. I got two things I need to know. One, what Fury expect to do? Like, Fury old, he ain't got no powers. What does man expect to do? Roll up in hell like he finna do some stuff? Like, excuse me, bro.
He's got his eye patch back, nigga. You better quit playing with him.
Right?
He got the eye patch
really
back.
expect to do, bro? We clearly saw bullets don't work on Gravick. What do you expect to do? Something in that trench coat we need to find out about? Probably is. Probably.
I was about to say, I don't know. Maybe.
There's got to be some scientific stuff in that trench coat and the eye patch stuff we're going to find out this week. Otherwise, I'm like, Fury, you obviously know bullets ain't going to do nothing. But that's one. Two, I'm going to be real with you. I need Rhoda to go. Like, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like,
I'm glad you brought that up, because did you guys see Kevin Feige came out and confirmed that Rhodey was a Skrull before Secret Invasion? He didn't give us exactly when, but he did confirm that he was a Skrull before Secret Invasion.
I'm just saying, Buddy been talking real spicy about the last couple episodes. I'm gonna need him to go. I'm at this point. I need him to go.
But listen, the Skrull girl that freaking is Rhodey. If people have watched the credits, I know that's amazing. Some people don't watch the credits, but that Skrull is Rava, and Rava from the comic books, she's a Skrull pirate, and she ends up eventually going to prison where she makes friends with like Black Bolt and actually quite a few different heroes. So I'm sort of wondering how if they're just using Rava's name, or if we're going to use anything from Rava's story in this to tie in with her being more of a pirate than a super Skrull agent. You know what I mean? There's a couple different ways we could tie in somebody super here.
And I mean, it is true because they did mention her by name. This actual
Finally,
episode, they
but you
finally
gotta
mentioned
think,
her name.
even last episode, her name was in the credits. So
Well, nobody worry about the credits, but they did say
I watched that's how I knew last week that her name was Rava, because I watched the fucking credits.
all power to you. But the other 99% of the Marvel world, we ain't watching no doggone credits unless the credit post scene after that. Yeah, and shout out to Sonya. Like I said earlier, like Sonya's gonna be one of the few people that's gonna actually have to help through Fury because he ain't got no other help most of the while. And shout out to Sonya. She's been on it. She's been Fury. She's been Fury while Fury ain't been Fury.
You know that Sonya is the granddaughter of one of the Howling Commandos that worked with Nick Fury. So I'm wondering if maybe we get her grandfather intervening at some point, or maybe is the nigga dead at this point? But super niggas don't age at the same rate as everybody else. So
I'm just saying, shout out to Sonya because she been Fury while Fury been tripping.
She has been the comedic part of this show, and I've enjoyed it. I think she's fucking hilarious when she needs to be. Who makes torturing Skrulls more fun than Sonya?
I mean, probably nobody makes torturing better, but I'm just shout out to her because she's done work. She's done the research. She's did her torturing technique. She's got out when she needs to get out.
I popped when she shot the prime minister, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, who you telling, bro? As soon as she was like, yeah, that's nice. I'm pretty sure you would pop. Oh, wait a minute. No hesitation. That's
they came in with the guns and she like, hey, I'm gonna show y'all something. Watch this.
She's like, y'all check it. But hey, shout out to her for having the faith that no one was gonna pop her out the gate for popping the prime minister even in the leg.
I wouldn't be surprised if she had like a friggin' bulletproof vest on there.
That wasn't even the real Sonya. She was using an LMD. I'm telling you guys, life model decoys are going to come into play at some point. There's no way we made it through a whole show about Nick Fury and didn't see one life model decoy. I refuse to believe that.
They are. They're called Skrulls.
What? But shut the fuck up. You know what I meant. God damn it.
I do want to say a couple things on some stuff. I wish this Nick Fury it would have been a dope Easter egg if this one had an eye patch. Yeah. That was an opportunity to give us a great Easter egg. Have him as the other version.
Did the moment of him putting on the hot eye patch, I feel like that was supposed to be like a hard hitting moment, and I don't know if it hit for me like it was supposed to for them. I mean, it was lit.
I ain't gonna lie, it was cool, but it was just part of the show to me. I think they could have made again. Music can help a lot when he do it.
But I wonder, how do you guys feel about Nick Skrull, Nick Fury just having squirreled away all the Avengers' DNA for some illicit reason outside of we know he was probably trying to clone the Avengers.
I mean, like, I'm not really surprised. Hey, they're like, well, all of them dropped their blood. We would be stupid.
There was a lot of DNA left behind after Endgame.
I don't think they'd be stupid to not, like, let's go scour the battlefield, just get a few things. I mean, they'd be stupid not to do it. They might even need to know they DNA chemistry, their blood makeup.
You got to know Captain America's blood type, of course. You need to know that.
No, I don't know. Like, they may not work on everybody but Scarlet Witch because I don't think you can copy magic. But you may.
I don't know.
Most of them heroes, they may not ever see on Earth again. I ain't gonna say most, but a good chunk of them.
A good portion of them are dead. We know we got Captain.
Thor, just imagine if you got Iron Man power and you realize you ain't got no power.
I was gonna say you don't have any power. You just got Tony Stark's crippling alcoholism without the money to keep up the habit. I gotta go get something to drink. What the fuck are we talking about?
You just accidentally just get like, which one I get? You got Iron Man. Do I get a suit? No, we can't afford you a suit. You just got it.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna hate it if you roll up and just it's gonna be random chance. It's all right, bet I got freaking Bruce Banner. All right, bet I got Hulk powers, and then Fury like, all right, it's my turn. And he looks up, why I get Black Widow? Oh my god! Like it'd be so unfair.
You just get childhood trauma and PTSD from her fucking DNA. All that time in the Red Room comes washing back. You weren't even the little girl there.
You get Hawkeye.
It would be so unfair.
Clint Barton is not who I wanted.
You got somebody that got Captain Marvel.
But that's why the Super Skrulls were smart, yo. They were like, yo, let's get some Groot DNA, Coal Obsidian, fucking get some of that Extremis over here. I still need all we've seen from his Extremis is the healing, but we know for a fact that this shit makes it to where niggas can shoot fireballs. So I need somebody in this next episode. Somebody got to breathe fire. Somebody got. How else are This was supposed to be the mimic for Johnny Storm, and all we're using it for is healing. I don't even know if freaking Johnny Storm has a healing factor.
Storm? I'm not sure.
I do want to give credit to some. This episode was beautifully shot.
Was it though? Because I felt like in the beginning, I'm talking about like from the hospital scene, it felt kind of mellow. But even though, like I told y'all last week, we were gonna pick up in the hospital, Nick Fury talking to the president. Sure enough, we picked up the beginning of the episode in the hospital, Nick Fury talking to the president. But do you guys not but do you guys not find it weird how after even though he was shot on foreign soil, how after the president was shot, all of this, we know some people survived from the motorcade. How is it just Nick Fury and some nurses going down the hallway with the president? How was no one else there besides Nick Fury after the president
they were kind of in a shootout, wasn't it?
No, but I'm saying once they're in the hospital, fucking how is this not more of a this is the president shot on foreign soil in the year 2026.
They really trust Nick Fury?
Do they, considering that?
Hey, listen, Gaia, I'm more upset about that than Gaia just randomly picking up Talos in the middle of a shootout.
I wasn't gonna go there, but that does lead to the same question. Like, how are y'all niggas doing this? How was Nick Fury the one person with the president? How did you go and get your pops' dad from an active war zone that was being
Nick Fury I can get because nobody around and y'all in the shootout and you like, hey, Nick got him, Nick ain't gonna let him. I can excuse that more than somehow Gaia jumping in.
She's a super Skrull though, bruh. You got to remember that. And listen,
how did she get there though? How did she know where to go? Did somebody give her?
But you got to remember though, one of the super Skrull powers though, we haven't seen it on the list. We know for a fact invisibility, bro. They got Miss Marvel's power. Maybe these ones don't, but they went out of their way to find freaking DNA that wasn't the freaking Fantastic Four, but still gave them the Fantastic Four's power. You know what I mean? You didn't have Mr. Fantastic, so you got Groot for stretching. You didn't have Johnny Storm for freaking the Human Torch, so you got freaking the Extremis. You don't have the Thing for super strength and impenetrable skin, but you've got Cole Obsidian's hand, and all that's left is the freaking the goddamn invisibility. And like I thought, the only other name that was on the list from episode 3 or whatever was like Ice Beast or Frost Beast, whatever its name is. And the only thing I can think of is like, because they haven't showed no fucking ice power, so maybe like there's some camouflage that Frost Beast can use or something that's going to work into them becoming invisible, and then you get the quadra effect of the Fantastic Four's powers without the Fantastic Four. But it's a question that's still been plaguing me.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm actually not expecting a lot from next week's episode. I'm really not. When it comes to like over the top.
This is a $200 million show, though, bruh. There's got to be something crazier than what we've seen for $200 million. I mean, sure.
Look, $200 million might have been the fact that you were recording in like 3 different countries.
COVID inflation is a thing, so that definitely could have played into why this costed $200 million to shoot. But outside of that battle scene, we got last episode. Outside of the whole presidential shootout thing, what says $200 million budget besides Samuel
As I've been trying
Jackson's
to say, recording in 3 different countries.
They always record. Listen, my problem with it is, listen, I don't mind if nothing happened if it leads into something happening in the future with a real secret invasion.
Well, I can.
Well, we know
there is no way on earth you leave this with just Gaia versus Gravick, one-on-one Super Skrull versus Super Skrull, and that's how it's going to end, and that's it.
I don't know. I feel like from the beginning of this, with the whole Rhodey and the president situation, I think, once again, I know I've said this before, I think this is leading in to showing us why this president right here, why we're going to have Thunderbolt Ross as president come Captain America 4 and not freaking this guy.
Listen, I'm fine with if this secret invasion and it ends with just regular, but it leads into a whole real secret invasion later on. I'm fine with it.
Well, you got to think there'd be secret wars. It'd be secret wars because secret invasion led into secret wars. Unless you're saying you think they're going to do a secret invasion part 2 before we.
They backed it up 3 years.
Secret War movie is confirmed, correct? We have a confirmation for a Secret Wars movie.
2020. What is it? 2027 now?
Yeah, something like. So I mean, this could all be the subtle subtle lead in. I mean, Secret Invasion by name is the lead in the Secret War, but I get what you're saying. It does feel like this has been a little lackluster.
I mean, like I say, it's because they don't have all the extra heroes and stuff of the comics. I can understand it, but I'm because of that, I'm just not really expecting. I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'll be happy, but I'm just not
We know
expecting.
we're getting a super buff Gravick Skrull, which, like I said, I'm calling it now. That came from Cull Obsidian's hand, but we know from the promo for next week's episode, we're getting a super buff Gravick. So
we do know we are gonna probably get Gravick versus Gaia. It's gonna probably be Nick Fury versus Rhodey.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want Rhodey gone. I really want
Rhodey
Rhodey gone.
Rava. Well, Rava goes to prison in the comics, so I mean, getting Rhodey into prison could be the way.
And the final thing I do want to talk about before we get out here is this dude showed up in this episode. Gravick did his job very
I was
well.
gonna say we didn't give him a breakdown of like the actual episode through. We sort of talked from the start of the President and Nick Fury, but this scene went a long way in like showing that Gravick's people don't have the greatest faith in him after all this.
That's that look. They looked at him, and my boy Beto went bye-bye, and we thought we were like, Beto important. Beto went bye-bye.
But
quick.
you know, in the comics, Beto's the one that impersonates freaking Daredevil's old lady. What's an Elektra? He's the one that plays Elektra to sneak into the Avengers.
None of that in this episode. Beto had a plan. He tried to smother Gravick. Gravick's sick.
I think he, bruh. It's a lot.
Shout out to Gravick. Gravick was a menace. He's like, oh, y'all don't trip me. What did he do? I wish they had him a better line.
They come got greeted
when he came out and said, "Come on!" I'm like, "Come on, you could have gave him a better line. Make him more better. Come on now." He threw Beto through that window and said, "Who else wants something?" I'm like, "Come on, give him something cooler, something to remember him by."
Hey, but him beating the shit out of the niggas was fire though.
It was. He showed he was a menace. He was like, "Hey, listen, what we gotta do is sacrifice." Hey, Nick, hit me up with that juice you got. What they call Maverick?
The harvest.
That harvest. I'm thinking about Logan Paul. He had the harvest. He said, "Hey, listen, you give it to me, ain't nothing bad happen. If you don't, we gonna blow up the Skrull base." He like
that was Gravick, a dirty ass nigga. He was like, "Listen, Rhodey, you gonna tell the president about the Skrulls in Russia? I'm making World War III happen. He's gonna attack Russia because these niggas just tried to kill him." I mean, this is definitely the reason why we're gonna have Thunderbolt Ross as a president, right? Like this whole fiasco of this president being so inept as to be tricked by a Skrull that was Rhodey.
I ain't gonna lie, Tori. When you look at them socks, look at the way you finna turn on him.
Oh yeah, those are the socks of a nigga that's gonna change up.
He got the little jogging pant rolled up.
I was gonna say he got the one leg rolled up, bruh. The nigga's serious.
His game over, dog. Gravick don't even know. I don't know how he don't know right there. Look at he like, oh, we all good. That man.
Yeah, he was just thinking it's all chill. When you got a nigga that's decided.
Look how the hands are to it.
And I really say he's got the
prison. He's got the prison pose, bro. Hand over crotch, like,
with the other hand, holding the other hand, like, what's up?
Yeah,
what you were saying, Mate?
I was saying I actually did like Beto too, so I'm a bit sad he went out. But I mean, hey, he went like I figured because I figured some of the Skrulls had to turn. But, you know, Gravick just wasn't going for it.
There ain't no way that we're all going to just follow Gravick. This nigga doesn't care about you. He is purely in this for the fight.
Yeah, we see that now. Right now, he just wants the carnage and he wants the power, you know. So the power hungry, has come out. You know, it's all about the power. You know, it's not about nothing else.
He's like, we gotta bomb out these humans because us Skrulls can survive radiation. So if they just nuke each other, they all die and we get the planet. Still, no one's thought, hey, let's take them to that big old planet that fucking, the garden planet that Thanos had. Perfectly good planet. Nobody on it but Thanos. Thanos is dead. Oh
I mean,
Lord.
you might can even make an argument that he's not even as much worried about getting a quote unquote home for his kind as much as he's
No,
just trying to start this mission.
he's in it for the fight. He's not in it.
Yeah,
I mean, the planet is the plan to sound good to his freaking soldiers. Really, this nigga just wants to smoke.
yeah, that was it. At this point, he just wants to smoke in the powers. Like he really
Yeah,
like
bro.
Fury. Fury, give me them powers, bro. That's what I want.
by
The
the
powers.
way, this dude made a point. Like, hey, listen, you could have kidnapped Fury. You could have did a lot to get this out. He like, nah, you just want to fight Fury.
I was going to say he wants to beat Nick Fury. That is what it,
Like he
which
could
wouldn't be hard to
have.
do hand to hand.
He had 2 chances to
You did.
pick him up, take him away, and read his mind and know where everything was, and he chose not to do it. And my boy called him out on it, and he one of the people we've been seeing. He called him out like, "Yo, you had 2 chances."
Is it weird to see? Was it weird for you guys just seeing Groot's powers used so violently? Because like even when Groot's bodied people in the movies, I don't know how many people is Groot
I'm
just
actually,
impaled.
He
I'm
usually
actually
throws
happy
them.
to see it. I'm happy to see it.
He actually just throws people away.
I was going to say he be tossing a lot of niggas, a lot of blunt force trauma. I don't know how many times I've actually, at least
They probably died,
MCU
but you don't
Groot.
see it.
I don't know if I've ever seen MCU Groot just straight impaling people with freaking tree branches like Gravick
He
did.
threw people off a ship, and I know they died, but you don't see it.
Well,
Impaling people is different.
yeah, I was gonna say, bro, turning into good old Vlad for a second is completely different than somebody getting off screen.
Yo, this show they actually murdering people, and I actually like it.
No,
Bro,
it's
I
a good
told y'all
change.
niggas, Maria Hill is still alive. If that's the only time they're gonna use a life
They're gonna
model decoy.
They're gonna shonen us and Talos and Maria Hill.
No, not Talos. Talos' death meant something, especially after the. I ain't gonna lie, it hit hard for me, kinda, that Gaia, when she went to lay Talos to rest, how she didn't know the prayer because she wasn't raised on Skrullos. She was raised here on Earth. She wasn't. Well,
I think she kind of realized that after she said, "Did you know the prayer?" And she didn't realize. She like, "Oh,
Matter
I'm
of
not
fact,
really
I'm
like."
calling it now.
She
Go
like the
pull
black
that
people
picture back up. Pull the picture back up. I'm calling it now. I'm calling that. This is gonna be the new Nick Fury and Maria Hill, replacing them
yeah,
on Earth.
okay.
This is gonna be
The internet is agreeing with you for
This
the
is gonna be
most
the new
part.
Maria Hill and Nick Fury
Oh
on
my
Earth,
god!
and freaking Fury himself is
No,
gonna go back up into space. This is gonna be them two.
no. I think Gaia goes back up to Saber with him because he's got a. I cannot.
Because like to me, the
Maybe
only way Fury, Fury gets off of the whole Maria Hill incident is if she's not dead. Because like I
after
don't think there's
Maria
no way
Hill,
he can convince the world that
he
he
gets a
didn't do it.
he gets another partner that's a girl, but I can't remember her name, but she's half mutant, half alien, and Gaia sort of, even though her name wasn't Gaia sort of fits that bill with her about her having the super Skrull powers now and being a Skrull. She's an alien and technically she's
Oh
got
shoot!
mutant
I know
esque
who you're talking about.
powers. I can't remember her name, but she actually goes up and works on Saber with freaking Nick Fury when Maria Hill becomes the head of Shield in the comic books.
It was who the Amelia Clark was originally. They stated her to play.
Okay, well that's why. Well, then that would make sense. But I can't think of her name. But
I'm finna look it up. The
she
mutant.
she
I know.
basically she definitely fits the bill for the character. Half alien, half mutant. Mutants aren't technically a thing, but you still need her to have some kind of superpowers besides being an alien. So this sort of
I'm
works
I'm
out.
trying to read where it's at right now. So before we get off, Abigail Brand.
Abigail Brand.
Possibly. I'm
That's
just
her.
of the mindset because in order to be
Well, she
Fury,
changed her name to
besides
Abigail Brand.
downloading his brain, you need to know Fury, and his wife makes perfect sense. And then Gaia could just be Maria here because Maria don't really need much personality.
I low key felt
Shit.
death flags for his wife in this episode. Like
I
her
did
sort of
too, but she
her
made
passing on the prayer to Gaia, so Gaia does know the words. Gaia used the wedding ring to send off Talos, so they made sure to show emphasis on the wedding ring that freaking his wife wears, and the wedding ring that he puts back on when he gets in the house. So those just felt like death flags to me. Like
And
as soon as I saw Gaia set the ring down, I immediately thought about what other rings came to my mind from this TV show. And of course, even in this picture right there, you can see the emphasis on her wedding ring in the picture. That's the hand that's up right there. So it just sort of, but I'm a weird nerd, so I see death flags and everything.
but she did hit her with that line that I really like. Like, did you ever? This thing it's been hitting her by a lot in this episode. Did he ever like?
This was definitely a character episode for Gaia.
They hit her with that. Did you ever like in your own skin? And then she said, "Oh, that's personal." She's like, "I didn't mean to be rude." He's like, "Yes, you did. You're young."
Which fed in so heavily to the question that we left off with in the last episode of her talking to Nick Fury. It was a good little. They're syncing it up. One thing I liked about this episode is that and this is a good thing for most shows in this day and age or series in general, and I'm always a fan of it. It answered more questions than it gave us. We got some more questions in this episode, but we got a lot more answers to shit we've been wanting to. So I'm always here for that. Let's further the story, not just make us. The only person who gets a pass doing that is Oda, and that's just because he's got a whole void century. But
Monte, any last words on this episode before we get off? Anything you want to get off that we didn't get up to?
Next week's the last episode.
I mean, the only thing I want is the same thing I want. I want Rhodey gone. Like I'm sorry. She been talking too much cash money stuff these last couple episodes. I need a gone.
Especially this episode. I'm
sorry, bro. Like I don't blame Nick.
Monte, how did you feel when she tucked some of the feminine qualities into Don Cheadle when she was having the conversation with Nick Fury? How did you feel about that?
Rhodey needed to go, but it's cool. We're gonna see next episode, but Rhodey needs to go.
I want to ask you guys.
Well, he gotta go. We got Iron Wars coming. We need Rhodey to be the actual Rhodey.
Okay, but
real Rhodey, not this one.
I want to ask you guys how long. Okay, we know Rhodey was replaced pre-Secret Invasion. Do you guys really think it was the whole 15 years since freaking Iron Man 2, or you think it was? Just...
I guess we'll never know.
I ain't gonna lie, I waited for you to ask that question the whole show just so I can play that one thing. I was just like, I'm like, Tori gonna ask this question.
I'm good on that moment. That's it right there.
I'm like, Tori gonna ask this question one more time.
I'm saying that it's a poignant question because it takes away. I feel like it takes away some from the in-game moments. If that was Rava this whole time and not actual Rhodey.
I don't know how you got to him after he came back. Well, that would hurt if Rava sitting on your left to Captain America instead of.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying if it wasn't, we know that it was pre-Secret Invasion, but man, you got to admit it takes something away from Endgame if that wasn't actually Rhodey in those scenes. We know it was just the sexy Skrull chick.
Well,
would y'all knock Rava down?
Well, if Rava technically was there the whole time, that would be Rava instead of
Rhodey. Yeah.
Yeah, because Rhodey would have never known him.
Would you knock her down, Zelman? You knocking down Rava?
In the words of Nick Fury.
Oh, see.
I guess we'll never know.
Nigga, you gonna get us claimed by Coolio's estate. Coolio's estate's gonna strike this episode for Gangster's Paradise being in the background.
Monte, is this answer the same for you?
Yeah, Monte. Are you knocking down Rava?
You can find your boy Monray Hudson everywhere. Monray Hudson, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, everywhere. Just come see your boy. Appreciate y'all for joining us for another wonderful episode. We'll see you next week.
Tori, how about you? Where can they find you?
You already know AfroComedy765 on all platforms. Of course, you can catch me here on Overall 99 Media, being an Overall 99 scumbag. You know the vibe. Something flagrant, something inflammatory. I'd definitely knock down Rava.
We know. Well, but it is your boy, Officer May. Looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. Y'all know what it is. One last time before y'all go. They said they want the energy back, so I'm giving the energy back. So one more time, can the Alpha please? Y'all don't know it yet. Y'all don't know it yet. Can I get a wazam on the way out before I go? Let's go. I appreciate y'all. Again, I don't know. Monte, you think they know who we are yet?
Of course not.
They asking a question, so.
Who are these niggas?